There's breaking news in the basketball world. A brand new high-tech glass basketball court debuted in a major college basketball tournament, but after players started slipping, the court was removed and replaced with a traditional hardwood floor. So what happened? Today on You Ask, We Answer, we're taking a closer look at the new glass basketball court technology and asking a simple question. Is it innovation? Or are we repeating a chapter from basketball history? We'll unpack that on You Ask, We Answer. You know, basketball has been played on hardwood courts for more than 130 years. But from small-town high school gyms to the NCAA tournaments to NBA finals, the vast majority of court surfaces have been hardwood, specifically northern hard maple. But recently, a new technology has gotten everyone's attention. It's called an LED glass basketball court. Now, these courts use glass panels with LED displays underneath, essentially turning the entire floor into a giant digital screen. Now think about it. The court floor can display animated graphics, live statistics, instant replays, player tracking visuals, and rotating sponsor advertisements. From an entertainment and broadcast standpoint, it's pretty incredible technology, and you can understand why leagues might be interested. Instead of painting logos permanently on a basketball floor, the graphics can now be changed instantly with software. That opens the door to new advertising opportunities and visual experiences for fans watching in the arena and on television. But recently, the technology ran into a real-world test. During the Big 12 basketball tournament in Kansas City, players began complaining about traction on that glass floor. Several athletes slipped during the game. And after the quarterfinal round, the conference made the decision to replace the glass court with a traditional hardwood basketball floor for the remainder of the tournament. The goal was simple: make sure the players felt comfortable and confident in the surface they were competing on. Now, to be fair, the manufacturers of these glass courts say the surface includes micro-etched ceramic patterns designed to improve traction, and the panels are mounted over a spring-supported structure intended to provide shock absorption similar to a traditional sports floor. So, in theory, the system is designed to replicate the performance of hardwood. But this isn't the first time basketball has experimented with new flooring technologies. In fact, back in the late 1960s and 1970s, a number of schools installed synthetic basketball floors made from polyurethane systems such as 3M's tartan surface. These floors were colorful, modern, and marketed as the future of indoor sports flooring. Many gyms installed them, hoping to match or even improve on the performance of hardwood. But over time, athletes and coaches began to notice the differences. The ball response felt different, traction behaved differently, and the overall playing experience just wasn't quite the same as maple hardwood. Eventually, most serious basketball programs returned to traditional hardwood courts. Not because the synthetic floors were necessarily bad, but because hardwood simply performed better for the sport. And here's an interesting statistic. Even today, more than 95% of NCAA Division I basketball arenas still use maple hardwood courts. After decades of experimentation with different materials and technologies, the sport keeps coming back to the same surface. That tells you something about what athletes trust under their feet. Now, to be clear, innovation isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes new technologies evolve into something even better. A good example outside of the sports world is the Apple Newton. You remember that? Back in the early 1990s, Apple introduced the Newton as a personal digital assistant. It was innovative for its time, but it struggled in the marketplace, and eventually they disappeared. Yet many of the ideas behind the Newton ultimately helped lead to the development of the iPhone and the iPad and the smartphone that we all seem to own these days. So innovation often involves experimentation and sometimes a few bumps along the way. Well, in closing, glass basketball courts may eventually become part of the future of sports entertainment. The technology is fascinating. The visuals are impressive. But when athletes are sprinting, cutting, and jumping, they want confidence in the surface beneath their shoes. And for more than a century, the surface that has earned that trust is still maple hardwood. Because basketball players don't look down when they run, they trust the floor to be there when they land. And when the game is on the line, the last thing a player wants to worry about during a fast break is whether the court might turn the play into a slip and slide moment. Before I close, I wanted to add a quick note, and that is, while hardwood is still the gold standard for basketball, it's not always the right fit for every facility. Over the last 40 years, modern polyurethane systems, often called pad and pour floors, have evolved to deliver a similar surface friction as hardwood and offer the same shock absorption and player safety, while adding one key advantage: they're not vulnerable to moisture. In coastal or flood-prone areas or in facilities that have experienced repeated water damage, a synthetic system can be the smart long-term solution. They're also ideal for multi-purpose spaces like churches, elementary schools, and auxiliary gyms, where the floor has to handle more than just sports. At the end of the day, the best floor isn't one size fits all. It's the one that fits your environment and your needs. That's where Covington comes in. We help you choose the right system for your facility because performance, durability, and safety should never be compromised. Call us. We're Covington, the choice of champions.